All right, how's it going, you guys? Long time no see. I think it's been around 1 or 2 years since my last video, but I'm back at you guys again with another fire loadout. So let's just get right into it. All right. So the arts we're working with right now are Trans and Strat. These are the only two I got maxed out. I got Ebons, Omega Totality, and Candle and Neuron. This one's 160. These other two are still in the 120 range. My might is 547,000. Not the best, not too bad. My allies right now, you could have any combat allies, whatever you prefer. Just try to make sure that they have an AoE attack. I have Shazam because I think he used to be the best. I don't think that's the case anymore by any means. As of 2 years ago, he was, but stuff changes. Then I have Batman and Starfire. Something I noticed in my 2 year gap is that now there's a large reliance on iconic abilities and artifact abilities, new abilities that aren't necessarily part of the move set. And I think it's a bummer that we have to rely on that kind of stuff. So I'm going to show you guys the best version of this loadout, which has to have those iconics, has to have those art abilities. And then I'm going to show you guys an alternative one in case you guys don't have access to that kind of stuff. So if you don't have Magma Vortex, if you don't have Candle and Neuron for Soul Signature, that sort of thing. If you don't have Starfire, we can take out Fiery Weapon, that sort of thing. So the rotation is pretty much going to be left to right. All right, you'll see me do it. Anytime this turns gold, use it. Anytime this turns gold, use it. And you know what I mean. If you don't have these artifacts and you're interested in getting them, when these turn gold, that means they're at their max potential. That's when you use them, for the most part. Sometimes you could throw in one every once in a while. You'll see during the rotation. All right, you're going to want to clip Magma Vortex with Fire Weapon and then get into it. You're going to be using a lot of Flame Cascade. All right, so let's get into it. I'll show you guys the rotation. Alright. So as you can see, the damage is not too bad, even though I don't have max arts, even though I don't have the most amount of might in the world, even though I'm not max CR like I used to be. Still get pretty good damage, alright? We dipped into the 10 millions at one point. We usually stay in that high 8 millions, 9 millions, that sort of range. Don't look at the ones at the end there. I finished it early. But yeah, not too bad. Now, the ones without these iconic abilities, it's not going to hit as hard, obviously. I mean, there's a reason why everyone has sort of shifted towards these iconic abilities. But what can you do? All right. So the only thing that we're going to keep here, we're going to be keeping fire, Flame Cascade, Wildfire. We're going to be adding in pretty much everything else. So because we don't have or need that 6 ability, we're going to put a Neo Venom boost. It's the best supercharge for fire. All right. We have Meteor Strike, Stoke Flames that we're going to clip with Meteor Strike, Spontaneous Combustion, Wildfire, and Flame Cascade. That's going to be our main rotation here. Now, I can't effectively do this rotation. And the reason for that is because of Ebon's Untethered Shadow. All right. If I don't put in a finisher, my power drain just goes through the roof. I won't be able to use any abilities. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to put in Omega Beams because it also doubles as an AoE ability. Which is a bummer. But the rotation I just gave you, if you guys don't have Omega Beams, that's the way to go. All right? So I'll show you the rotation for this real quick. I'm not going to do it for too long a time. Okay. So that's pretty much what you're kind of going for there. If you have solar amplifier and you want to use that instead of Omega, that's also an option. It's not as good, but that's okay. You're still getting that sort of flame damage. You're still getting that sort of group AoE damage from a finisher if you want to use your AoE damage with Ebon. If you don't have Ebon for your AoE build, I recommend using maybe Quizlet is what I used to use. I'm just trying to mix it up a little bit more. I'm sure there's better artifacts. If you're more focused on supercharges, you can go towards that side of things. But all right, let's get into the single target loadout. So single target, pretty similar, all the same arts, pretty much the same might. Allies, only difference is my combat allies Crypto. As far as I know, he is still the best boss damage single target ally. He's the way to go. Still got Batman up there. I got Shazam for when I call in Crypto. I get that sort of extra might boost. All right. Not going to see that too much in the rotation here because I don't like using superchargers and allies in the rotation. But yeah. So same thing as the last time. I do have an iconic ability. I do have an art ability. This is going to be the rotation. Still same thing, left to right for the most part. The only difference is you probably want to use Magma Vortex at the start, okay? And then throw a Neo Venom boost when you can, all right? Let's check out the rotation. Oh, see, I already messed it up. I think you guys get the idea. So yeah, not too bad of damage. Usually staying in the mid to high 3 millions, dipping into the 4 million. Had the 5 millions at the start. It's not too bad. Not bad at all. It's a good single target build. And it's a little bit more accessible because I don't have Omega Beams in here. I do still have the artifact on for the might bonus, but I don't use it. It's mainly because I don't have it at rank 160. And it takes a little bit too long to cast. For the AoE, it doesn't matter as much, but once I get to 160, you might want to implement it into your single target build. So, getting rid of the iconic abilities, the build's a little bit more straightforward, you know. So get rid of that, get rid of that. What do we got here? I usually throw in Freeze Breath, all right? Freeze Breath, Absorb Heat, Snuff Out. I'd throw in Robot Sidekick right here. I'm not going to respec everything just for Robot Sidekick. I put in Robot Sidekick. If you have Starfire on, you could do Fiery Weapon for the Might. You have options to put right here. I'm going to leave it blank for right now just to show that that's supposed to be Robot Sidekick, okay? And everybody has access to that. So I'm going to show you the rotation real quick. Okay. So you can see the damage is not that dissimilar, you know? It's not that different. It's not that changed. I mean, you go from being in the mid to high 3 millions to being in the low to mid sort of 3 millions. This one's really accessible. Fire has great single target damage because of Snuff Out, because of Absorb Heat. Heat Vision works great with it because you get the burn proc. It's really nice. It's good stuff. And I think that just about covers it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys find this useful. Let me know if anything should be changed about it, if you guys found any use out of it. And hopefully I'll start uploading a little bit more. We'll see. All right, you guys take care.